welcome back all of you to the third episode of Season 2 here with the Oakland A's on OOTP 24. We're going to continue straight from where we left off last episode. We're 54 and 34. And we're at the rookie draft here as well. The one thing I will mention, obviously, heading into this draft is that we don't have a massive amount of money available, so we may go sort of below slot, really, to try and get a couple of decent players in. But I will be sort of wary with how much, we're adding up in terms of our draft picks. So hopefully, hopefully this goes well. Also, as well as that, I'd like to jump in quickly to this here. Have a little look at this. So obviously our top three prospects are Isaiah Lowe at the moment, who's in Able. Hasn't been great in Able at all, but this potential here is absolutely phenomenal. We also have another pitcher here, Carson Montgomery, who we took last draft, was our first round pick, who's progressing well. He's pitching well in high A here, above league average. He's progressing well. He'll probably be up to double A. By the end of the year, if he keeps progressing. He's 21 now, so really good pick. I'm really happy with that, actually. Hopefully he can develop his profile a little bit more than where he's at the moment. Hopefully a bit of development comes in. Zach Geloff as well. Obviously he's in MLB now. 122 OPS plus. Pitching really, really well in limited game time. Really, he's only had 34 games. But he's been really, really good. So hopefully he continues that. Obviously, our top three players are still Esteury Ruiz. Come back off a five win season last year. He's up to his OPS plus, up to his average. He's not walking as much, but he's not being as good on the base paths either. But he's been really, really good for us. Great centre fielder, by all means, and he can still improve by all means a little bit here. Our scout does think. We've got Carl Miller as well. Matt Chapman's been absolutely phenomenal. 121 OPS plus, was playing great defense in third base. I'm really, really happy with where everything's at. Daryl Hanai as well, I will give him a quick mention. Phenomenal. But we're going to jump straight into the draft here. We're probably going to sort of play out the first, I'd say, 5 picks. We take, and then I'll probably skip to the end of the draft and get back to you then. I'm going to be honest here, I'm very, very gutted we don't have a very, very high pick in this draft. I mean, I say that. I'm the number one pick, really. Very jealous of the Tigers. I'd be taking Jacob Gonzalez all day long. He's already absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if that's just my scout thinking that, but OSA thinks he's incredible as well. And they think he's got even more potential than we do. He looks absolutely phenomenal. Really, really, really good player here. He's going to hit for great power, contact, eye. He's going to be one of the best bats in the league. If OSA's right about him, he'll be one of the best batters in the league. And he plays shortstop. Decent enough shortstop as well. I mean, I probably wouldn't play him there. I'd probably play him second base. But he looks, with that bat, you can play him short. So he looks absolutely phenomenal. Very jealous about him. But we'll see what Detroit goes for. They don't even take Jacob Gonzalez here. Okay. Wow. They go with Glenn Green. Good third baseman, but considering what's available here, why on earth would they go on with Glenn Green here? He is a really good player, college batter, but Jacob Gonzalez goes number 2 to the Milwaukee Brewers, and I think we're going to be seeing plenty of him over the coming seasons because he looks absolutely phenomenal here. So we'll keep an eye out for him on the Brewers. Miami goes next and they take Harrison Feinberg. Good college bats. Nothing phenomenal though here really. Good power, but Detroit again. So Detroit have... Okay, I believe it's because Detroit selected actually Jacob Gonzalez last year, I believe, and that might be why they didn't take him again. If I go history, yeah, Detroit Tigers signed him last year. They're not going to take him with the number 1 pick this year then. Fair enough. So Detroit comes again, and they select Jackson Davis. Good bat. Chicago, we'll see who they take here. Derek Curiel. Very, very good defense. Very, very good defense. Good enough to play good centre field here. Good bat. He's always developed a fair bit actually here for a 19-year-old. So really good pick there actually, considering what's left. But I'm actually just going to advance into our pick here at number. There's some really good players here left available actually. In terms of, obviously it depends on the defense. I mean, David Hogg here seems a very good player. Noah Sheffield here. Aiden Harris. He does seem very good. Kale Fountain, but he's a first baseman and a first baseman only. Really, can he play outfield? Not particularly. Kale Fountain, yeah, first baseman. Really is a first baseman again. Sorry, probably could play left field actually. Passable. Carlos Messina, he can hit for power. Low work ethic, low intelligence, though. They're probably the two most important player personality types. Yeah, I wouldn't take him personally. So back to some of these. Noah Sheffield really is a second baseman, he's ground ball hitter. Manny Marin, he seems a very good player here actually. Manny Marin, I wouldn't mind taking him at all. Or Michael Mullinax, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's probably Mullinax and Marin are probably my two favourites, I'll say, at the moment. Henry Allen. Very good bat. Once again, though, first baseman. Seigler. Great bat. Not good enough to be a good centre fielder. What have we got in terms of the pitchers? So you've got two starting pitchers up here with 55 potential. Movement hasn't. I mean, it's developing a little, but no, thank you. Ty Floyd actually seems really good, and usually I'd be a bit more worried about the extreme fly ball, but I actually did get a comment down below. Someone said, it doesn't have as much of an effect as the ratings do come across up here. So I'll probably be more inclined to sort of ignore this. Obviously, I will go back to it if I'm choosing between players, but he seems a decent enough pitcher, but only 3 pitches and 2 of them are great. One of them's a bit mess. So I'm probably going to go back and take one of those batters. I'll probably say Mullinax, I would imagine. Sort by contact. Power, what have we got power wise? Obviously Messina's an unbelievable power hitter here. But I don't like the personality. If he's available later on, by all means. But yeah, I'm probably going to take either Manny Marin here, so a good shortstop. I think I'm going to go with Mullinax just because he has a bit of extra power here. And then if Marin is available next pick, 2.4 bonus demand. Okay, fantastic. What was Marin's? 2.6. I'm going to go Mullinax. Is Marin available? No. Okay. What about this reliever? No, thank you. Siegler, obviously we saw him last time. We went over him in realistic, he's not a good centre fielder, but with his bat he could decent enough right fielder, corner outfielder. I wouldn't be against taking him by all means. Aiden Harris here. I mean, this is a phenomenal bat for a 17-year-old, and he's already developing here. So do I take him? Henry Allen here, obviously phenomenal bat, but he's a first baseman. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Aiden Harris here. Take a bit of a risk. 700,000 bonus demand. Happy with that. Alright, let's go to the next pick. Noah Sheffield, Lorenzo Carrier. No good defensive position there. Let's have a look at Let's have a look at power again. Carrier's actually got really good power potential. He's already at 50. 6'5", centre fielder. Not going to play centre field. He's a corner outfielder again. But fly ball hitter. Already 50 home run power. Really developing already, and I think there's plenty of potential here with him. What does OSA? OSA isn't a big fan of him, but I'm going to trust in my scout here. I'm going to go check Noah Sheffield again. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lorenzo Carrier here. You just sort by contact quickly. Have another little look. Don't mind him here though. Jimenez, Trelongo. I don't mind. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lorenzo Carrier here. Let's go through the next picks. There's top 3 picks taken. Who else is available? Trelongo. What's his? I mean, he's a first baseman. Sheffield, I didn't mind earlier. I might well take him. I didn't mind taking him. 750,000 bonus demand. Fantastic. And then who else is available here? The pitchers in this draft class have been horrendous, to be honest. Not any real good options at all. So I'll probably take a few sort of the lower end of the draft and hope the player development budget that we got set to max, really help us out in that way, really. But we do have some really good pitchers sort of coming out of the minors anyway at the moment. They're our 2 best prospects. So, and obviously in the majors, it's not something we have to worry about at all. Halstead isn't a bad catcher. It's passable. Decent enough bat. I didn't mind taking him here actually. Halstead. What was Trey Snyder's deep? No, I think I'm going to take Trey Snyder here actually. Really like his personality. Okay, actually, both of them are unknown. I did not catch that here. Don't have the money to pay them, so I will not go for either of them. What about Jaden Knight here? Jaden Knight seems great, actually. I'll take him. I'm more than happy with this pick. Slot demand, fantastic. Right, so that was the first 5 picks there. I'm going to jump through the rest of the draft and I'll catch up with you there. We can sort of advance through to the All-Star game, see how that gets on, see who we have as All-Stars. I'd imagine we'd have a few pitchers. From at least from what I can imagine, but we'll see how that goes, and then we'll probably advance to the end of the month, go through the trade deadline, see what happens there. Draft finished up here, so we can go through who I've sort of selected here. We'll sort of have a quick run through. Obviously, we took Mullinax with the first pick. Great centre fielder, good centre field prospect here, great bat, hits for power as well. Aiden Harris we took as well. Can play passable third base, but great first baseman. Can play left field, right field. Can play multiple positions. Really good bat if that comes around as well. He's only 17. So there's plenty of patience to see what goes on with him. Lorenzo Carrier as well here. Really happy with him. He's developed quite nicely as well already. Before sort of hitting the professional game and hitting the minors. His home run power is already at 50 according to our scout. So we'll see how he develops. Noah Sheffield as well, so we took in the 4th round, and then Jaden Knight we took in the 5th, and then from there I took a few more batters. I took Kellum Clark, outfielder here, great power already, just mainly because of where he's already at and hoping he can improve from there. We'll see what you get from him, but obviously I'm not expecting anything special, but you never know how the development can hit these players, and obviously he has a really good floor already, so we'll see how he comes along. Chase Davis we took again, another corner outfielder, high loyalty, high adaptability, great outfield arm, good enough player, hopefully develops, obviously another college bat as well. Then we took Burke Mabius, good enough catcher, great power as well, another bat, he's only 19 as well, fly ball hitter, great batting profile here if he comes along as a catcher. Then we took Jack Moss, nothing to do with potential here as you see, it's just the floor, we already know what we're going to get out of him, he's a first baseman, DH, but if that bat can develop anymore, then that'll be phenomenal. Brooks Wright, we then took next in the 10th round. Good home run power, good bat all round, passable catcher ability. So we always took a couple of catchers just to sort of have them in the system really. But both of them had good bats. Then I took Carlson Reed. I went through basically most of the rest of the draft really here. I then went and basically selected pitchers. I tend to primarily go for stuff overall because I tend to find the movement can develop alongside the stuff. If the stuff's there, the movement and the control can come up. So I did select Carlson Reed here in the 11th, and then a lot of that is the same really coming along. Bradley Farrell I took next. Nothing phenomenal really with these guys. I just took a few pictures, hoping that they can develop, and we get a lot more out of them than our scout currently thinks. Jake Flaherty here as well. Decent enough starter. If the control comes up, the movement comes up, all the rest is there for him. So we'll see how he comes along. Same with here, Matt Chavone, movement and control needs to come up. Went for the stuff. 3 good pitches as well. Bruni next. The change-up can be phenomenal here. More of the same. Then we took Clayton Johnson, Ochoa Acosta, Ryan Bruno, and then the last round I actually took a reliever here because he actually he looks like a really, really good reliever. If this control, if he can improve his control and his control can come up to say 40, 45, 50, he'd be a phenomenal reliever really. So to take him in the 20th round with the last draft pick, I thought that was phenomenal. And then in terms of our negotiation with draftees, we managed to negotiate with all of them here. Obviously, a couple of players took in later rounds. We did just give them 700k rather than just get them signed up. Brooks Wright, the catcher, and Bradley Farrell as well, one of the pitchers. But obviously, low demands, all of the players we selected as well, which is great. So really, really happy with that. What we will do now is we'll probably just advance through, see who we got in terms of the All-Stars for this season. I don't know when that will be announced. The All-Star game is on the 14th, it seems. But we haven't had the All-Star come back. Obviously, this is our free agent signing from the showcase. Cam Brellan hasn't really developed yet, but potential still sky high. Right, we're playing Texas here. Let's have a look at this. But did we already play them? Sorry, we played them. We played them. 5-4 win. Doubles for Tresh, DeLuca, Gorski, Ruiz, Workman. Great batting performance there. No home runs, but great gap power displayed. Muller didn't have the best of games. Gave up 2 home runs, 4 runs. Brewer came in, was phenomenal. Same as Salinas. Brewer's been really, really good actually since coming up. These 2 pitchers are absolutely phenomenal. Hopefully you can continue that. So now we got... Oh, okay, All-Star teams are selected tomorrow. So they're announced. They 6-5 win again here against Texas. 56-34 now. Hanais with a double. Matt Chapman with a double. Bellinger get a home run. really, really poor for us this year. Gage Workman, really, really coming up. Bats now coming up close to league average. I'm really, really happy with this because obviously he plays shortstop. He plays a decent enough shortstop for us as well. Colas above league average bat now, really coming along. Right, so All Stars. Who did we have? So Malinax is signed, same as Harris, Brooks Rye. I will actually go through and put up a few of these guys to Abel in a second. But right, All Star. Carl Muller, fantastic. Makes his first All Star game. You know, he's put up 2 WAR already. His schedule's put up 3.8 WAR, 87 fit minus, 142 ERA plus. Really, really good year from him here. Even though he didn't have the best game the other day, I will actually add him to the All-Stars list just to keep track of all the All-Stars we do get throughout the save. Adam Lucas here makes the All-Star team, which obviously is massively predictable here. What a season for him in the bullpen. I mean, 59 fit minus, 268 ERA plus, 1.4 WAR already out of the bullpen, 2.6 he's scheduled to get. Really, really, really good year for me. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And what a trade that was to get hold of him. I have no idea where it was. But really, really good trade, obviously, to get hold of Adam Lucas. You know, All-Star in his first season with us. Been really, really good. I will add him to the All-Star list as well. Morahan as well. Made the All-Star team. He's been even better. Obviously, he's pitching a few more innings. I mean, 0.3 home runs per 9. Only gave up 2 home runs all year in 66 innings. 54 fit minus, 2.3 WAR, scheduled to get over 3 out of the bullpen. He's been a monster, to be honest. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Really, really happy with his year. Obviously, we picked him up late last year. Really, really good to see that, actually. And I did actually just see, we do have another reliever. Made the All-Star game. Zach Jackson, who's got 2 WAR, put up 2 WAR out of the bullpen at the All-Star game already. 52 fit minus, 273 ERA plus. He's only gave up 2 home runs as well. 30 saves on the year so far. Scheduled to put up 54. He's been phenomenal. He's been really, really good this year. And then in terms of batters, did we get anyone here? So Zach Jackson, actually, I will add him to the All-Stars. And then who else did we get? Doesn't look like we got any. So we got, how many pitchers here do we get? So we got Katayama made the All-Star game as well, first year. He's obviously had a really good year. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 pitchers made the All-Star game. No batters. That's okay. That's fine. A couple of players have really good years. I would have imagined maybe Matt Chapman might have made the All-Star game. But you see, obviously, Rafael Devers here is having a fantastic year. 152 OPS plus. Who else there made that? Jace Young. 164 OPS plus. I mean, and then obviously Ramirez there as well. So, it's perfectly understandable that Matt Chapman didn't make the All-Star game. Hernandez as well didn't. But Brooks Lee, wow. He's been really, really good throughout this save for the Twins. And then as well, Andres Jimenez, scheduled to put up 8.1 WAR. So, perfectly understandable why a couple of these guys didn't make the All-Star games. Some of the other guys who made it, Taj Bradley, Garrett Cole, DeGrom, Javier, Kirby, Nola, Herter, Class A made it. Anyone else been having a fantastic year? So Tom Murphy, Meese McGuire, catches, all been okay. Rushman having a great year. Jordan Alvarez, Casas, Miranda, Rizzo, Vaughn. Vaughn seems to be back. 152 OPS, 152 WRC plus. Sorry, yeah. Jace Young, 170 WRC plus. Absolutely phenomenal. Tyler Freeman as well here. Tyler Freeman's been really, really good actually. Did have a great year last year actually. 3.9 put up 3.9 WAR. Obviously played really really good defense. But this year he's put up a 160 OPS plus. He has improved dramatically. So they got to be. He's hitting 350. He's only played 56 games though, I will say. So if he gets a full season at this, this production rate, that is absolutely phenomenal from Freeman here. Doesn't hit for much power, but really, really good, really, really good statistics from him there. Who else? Judge, Trout, Mullins, Adele for the Angels as well. So Adele and Trout make it for the Angels. What about the other league, the NL? Ohtani made the All-Star game. Is he back? So he's put up, what, 2 WAR already as a batter. 138 OPS plus, and he's got a 91 fit minus as a pitcher. So he put up 4.1 WAR. Really, really good season from him. Not quite 2022, but still a really, really good year from him. Not too far off of it. I mean, the pitching is nowhere near, but batting wise, getting there. Really good year from him. The Giants have got to be happy with that. Obviously, with what they're paying him, they're not paying him a massive contract, what you would expect for Ohtani at least. Senga, Strider, Hader, Tyler Stevenson's in, Pete Alonso, Matt Olson, former A's, Orlando Arcia, Brett Beatty, Christian Encarnacion Strand, someone I've never heard of actually. 141 OPS plus, really, really good bat here actually. Great arm, great infield arm at third base. Never heard of him. Brett Beatty as well, obviously we saw really, really good here. Great bat. Who else? Tony Edman, Vaughn Grissom. Francisco Lindor has already put up 5 WAR. Wow, okay. Ezekiel Tovar, Alan Serda, Meadows, Nootbaar, Fraley. Did Fraley make it last year as well, actually? I think he didn't make it. Really good season from him last year, though, as well. 123 OPS plus and improved even more this year. Michael Harris, third. Mookie Betts, Jordan Walker, still playing really, really well. 150 OPS plus for the Cardinals. And then Joey Weimer. Obviously, he's got Jacob Gonzalez coming in, new teammate. They got to be massively happy with that. But well, yeah, so at the All-Star break, we are 56 and 34. There's still only 3 games ahead of the Angels. Let's finish off this series against the Rangers first, actually. 5-3 win again, fantastic. So, great performance from Colas. 2 for 4, 2 homers. Great. Zach Jackson with the save again. He's converted 31 and 34 save opportunities. That's fantastic. Double. Workman with a double. Chapman with a double. 2 home runs for Colas. Still creeping up as well as OPS plus Gage Workman. Like I said before, this bat, he's got to come round. Really happy with that. Capel might well be starting to improve. Hopefully, obviously he was an all-star last year. Really fell off massively this year. Went for a 129 OPS plus to 82. He's been really, really poor for us this year, but hopefully he can turn it back around. What I will do though, obviously as I see a couple of messages, I think some players have signed, so I will go through the minors and sort all that out with all the draft prospects that came in, sort of move them up, those of them that need to come up. I'll sort that out and then I'll jump back to you there. Changes here. Jack Moss, our selection in the 9th round, he's actually he's actually played a game. He actually did jump into rookie ball and play a couple of games. Got five walks, 1 strikeout, no hits. Wow. Okay. OBP of 5.56 without a hit. So he's obviously got a great eye, but I've actually moved him straight up to AA, just because he is good enough. So if I go to Texas League here, he's actually going to be a phenomenal batter in AA here. So I thought I might as well move him up there, see what he can do. He's 22 years old. If he has a couple of years in college, so we'll see what he can do really. As well as that, I didn't actually have a check through Muncie. I mean, Muncie's actually batting really, really well in AA here. Same as De Los Santos. I might consider moving them up. Maybe De Los Santos, just because he will be eligible for the Rule 5, so we probably will want to put him on the 40-man roster at the end of the year. So if he gets a bit of time in AAA, we can see what he's about, and then maybe sort of bring him up for next year, start next season, give him some time in spring training. Clark Elliott as well was phenomenal in high A, so I moved him up to AA here, 158 OPS plus. Really been coming along well actually. He wasn't a player who was on my radar at all beforehand. Obviously not a centre fielder really, but hits really well. Hopefully he can sort of progress a few of his ratings a little bit more. And then the rest of the minor leagues here, if I go through to this, so obviously Aiden Harris started off in rookie ball. Marauders is still down there. 2024, he's been hitting really, really well to start the year. 153 OPS plus, and pitching wise, I mean he hasn't been great. He's been below average, but really, really happy with how he started off the year in rookie ball actually, Marauders. Hopefully he can develop. Obviously Mullinax is down there, who actually doesn't have too bad ratings to start off with. At least he's not on the all at 20 with all of these. As well as that, I moved a few players up. Morales came up from rookie ball, started off the year really, really good. Moved him up to high A there, see what he can do. A few other players I did move up. Ryan Lasco did move up as well. Carlos Franco, I believe was already there. Chase Davis, that's it. One of the draft picks, I moved him up to high A. No, sorry, to A-ball. And then high A, I actually moved Azarlo from A-ball to high A. He wasn't actually pitching very well in A-ball, but I did have a look at his ratings, and realistically, he's more than capable of being here. He should be. So I see what he can do. Get him some time in the high A with Carson Montgomery. See what they can do together. Kellum Clark, I'm actually starting off here as well, who we just drafted. He's good enough to bat here. As well as that, so obviously just went through a few changes, sort of made them. We'll see what this does. George Wolko is down here as well. Hasn't been great this year. Obviously last year he was very, very young, even when we did select him. So we'll see how he gets along. But what we will do is just jump straight into a couple of games. We'll probably get to, I'd say around the 25th of July, and then see what happens from there. Kirby Sneed, okay. Kirby Sneed. Injury list. How well... Okay, so he was injured. I sent him to AAA for some rehab, but he's been awful in AAA, so it's not ideal. I mean, what have we got in AAA pitching wise here? Jaman, he's going to be more likely to come up, because I mean this reliever profile here is absolutely phenomenal. Some of these pitchers we got in the minors now are really, really good. Obviously Schreiber wasn't great. I mean, I say wasn't great in MLB for us. He had an ERA plus of 139. His FIP minus was a smidge below league average, but obviously with how our pitchers were performing, he couldn't get a spot in the bullpen there. We've got Adrian Martinez, who's a really capable, more than capable starter in the majors. Realistically, Drew Rosinski's down here as well. Hasn't been great in AAA though. Paul Blackburn as well, obviously was an all-star for us prior to us taking over. Been okay in AAA. Wasn't Wasn't great for us last year though, and even in 2022, um, when he was an all-star. But obviously that was one player has to be selected from each team, so I've did away with that. But yeah, what do I do with Schneed? So I'm gonna go through and see what I do with Schneed, and I'll just pick back up with you there. Waving, DFAing Sneed. Obviously great pitching profile here, but he doesn't seem like he's going to be claimed anyway because he's been horrific in AAA. So I was more than happy with doing that, and he doesn't look like he's going to be claimed, so he's going to just go down to AAA, and we'll see if he can come up at a later date. We still do have actually some other pitchers down here. I mean, JT Gin has actually been phenomenal down here in AAA this year. Wasn't great for us in MLB last year though. As well as that, we do have Grant Holman, who is a top 100 prospect. He's one of our best prospects, and as a pitching prospect, he's been really good in AAA this year as well. 88 FIP minus, 119 ERA plus. He's been great for the Las Vegas Aviators. He'll be someone who will probably get a chance at probably getting promoted towards the end of the year this year. Maybe in September we'll give him some time up in the majors, see what he can do. Maybe we'll bring back up Tyler Soderstrom as well, because he's, again, seems to be one of those players on the edge right now. He's been phenomenal in AAA, but he just cannot do it in the majors at the moment. So we'll see, hopefully he can develop and come around a little bit. Real shame with him as well. Obviously, he was one of our top prospects. Realistically, obviously, as the first baseman, him being a top prospect, he had a lot of trade value and is someone, who if I was, not looking to play realistically, I would be trading away in a heartbeat. But with it being the top prospect of the A's, obviously, I wanted to keep him and see what he does. So hopefully, he can turn it around a little bit. Ryan Cusick as well is up here. Been a good prospect of ours, but he's only got a 2-pitch mix. He's realistically a reliever. Not good enough. Although he's been fantastic in AAA, he only has 2 great pitches. So we will start off with this series against the Mariners, who have been awful in our division this year. So we got up against Luis Castillo, JP Sears here. 3-1 loss. Great. 2 runs by Sears and a run by Morahan as well. Not ideal there. Double for Colas and Workman. Right. Logan Gilbert, Dalton Jeffries. Another 3-1 loss. Ji-Young Sun, 8-3 win. Okay, fantastic. And say that's not ideal really. We want to be winning those series, especially against a team like the Mariners, who have been really poor this year. Luca Tresh still hitting really well actually. In his sort of, limited playing time. 117 OPS plus. Obviously, I picked him up because that bat has a lot of potential, but been really good this year. Shea Langoliers hasn't been fantastic with the bat, but obviously the defense is on another level to Tresh. Really, he's not a good enough catcher. DeLuca with a home run here as well. Not been fantastic. Right. We're at the 22nd here, so we've got a game up against Shohei Ohtani tomorrow, actually. Fantastic. So we'll move Sneed down to AAA. Starting to get a few too many people in AAA there, but I'll think that out at a later date. So Shohei tomorrow we have got. Let's check the messages. Jaden Knight signs. Yeah, he'll be in rookie ball. Lawrence Butler. Batter of the week in AAA, but he hasn't been good enough to warrant a move up to the majors. So Shohei Ohtani versus Hyunjin Ryu here. Let's see how this goes. Wow, 3-2 loss. Hanai's hit a homer. Had 3 hits as well, actually. He's batting over 300 now. Really good this year. but Shadow Tani gets the win. Let up two runs really, but Hyunjin Ryu let up 3 over 4 innings. That's not great. Starting to tail off a little bit here. Only 2.5 games. I say, tail off. We're not really, but so Eni Romero hit. He's been fantastic actually for them this year. JP Sears, who seems to be tailing off a little. He's actually been below league average ERA plus and FIP minus here, so I'm really not happy about that actually, because he had been, our best pitcher last year. Made the All-Star team. Eni Romero, JP Sears, come on. 7-4 loss. Okay, wow. We're really starting to tail off a little bit here. Luke Boyers had 5 hits. Okay, not been great though this year. Trade proposals, okay. So we're heading, obviously, we're at the 25th now. We're heading up to the trade deadline. We do have our first offer coming in. So it's Clay Holmes retaining 65%. He does, he's actually FIP minus 75. This year is actually fantastic. Last year, FIP minus 76. He does seem very similar to the Clay Holmes of last year. Obviously, last year he was an absolutely phenomenal pitcher to pick up for almost nothing. With Sean Herman, seems like a good enough starter actually. Obviously his stuff needs to come round. He needs a bit more stuff than that. Hasn't been great in Able though. He's 21. For Johnny DeLuca. As much as my scout seems to disagree and actually thinks it's a good trade, I don't think this is a good trade at all. As much as he hasn't been performing well this year, I think the batting profile is good enough to believe that he will turn it around. So I'm not going to take that. I will. Maybe I'll skip through the Astros here actually, because they're 1.5 games back. They're second in the division. This is a massive series for us here. So Lance McCullers up against Dalton Jeffries has been really, really good for us this year, since coming up from AAA and obviously returning from his injury. So the first game here at Houston is a 5-3 win. Fantastic. We also do get another trade offer coming in. Okay, fantastic as well. Jenkins hits 3 homers against us. Okay, so they want to send me 38-year-old reliever Chris Martin. Miami. For Joel Garcia, no. No, he's been, above average FIP in Able. He's 22, 3-pitch mix, starter stamina. Obviously, he doesn't look phenomenal at this point. But, if he starts to develop and improves his pitches and his movement there, he could be an option for us in the future. So, no. 5-3 win, though. Fantastic. Home run for Colas, Capel, and Hernandez. 2 runs in 5 innings for Jeffries. Good game. Morejon gave up 2 hits. Got a strikeout. Lucas with the win. Gave up a run in 1.2 innings, but gave up a homer. But Zach Jackson got the save. 2 hits for Chapman, 2 hits for Capel. Hopefully starting to turn it around here. Obviously, Colas has now got a 133 OPS plus. Another player, obviously, we picked up at the start of the season, in the off season. Sorry, really, really good player. Actually, started coming around now. 133 OPS plus. Hernandez has now got a 124 OPS plus. He is obviously, he's a player we had at the start of the game already on the A's here, and he's been absolutely phenomenal for us. He's been, he wasn't that heralded prospect. I say that he's one of our top prospects, but he wasn't Soderstrom, Geloff, but he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's been the best of the bunch really so far. 124 OPS plus, scheduled to put up over 4 WAR, nearly 4.5 WAR. playing decent second base. Really, really happy with him so far. Right, Framber Valdez, who's got 5 wins and a loss, 3.25 ERA. Carl Miller, though, pitching up against him. Come on. 3-1 win, fantastic. This series is absolutely huge for us in terms of trying to challenge for that division title. And making the playoffs. Not that, we'll probably make it if we go through to wildcard option as well, because we've got such a good record. But they want to offer Adam Morgan here, Seattle. He's been absolutely really, really good in the majors, actually, for Seattle this year. Really good in the bullpen for Elvis Rio, who's been really bad in rookie ball. Do you know what? I actually might consider that. They're retaining 70%. If I go back, let's go to our pitching. Is there any spots available, though? That is the question. There's no point bringing him in if there's not any spots available for him. So Wade Miley's really starting to tail off here. Why is my foot minus? Foot minus seems to have gone. So let's go pitching stats here. Foot minus. Right, fit minus. Okay, so below league average. Wade Miley, his ERA plus is actually way, way worse here. He hasn't been great for us at all this year. He started, if I remember rightly, he started off really, really well, actually. So let's take a look at his splits. Maybe not. Oh, no, so he had a great May in terms of a fit minus. He was, way better than league average. But since then, he's been really poor. And June, July wasn't great in April either. I'm more than happy to, as much as we're paying him. Can I? What can I do here? For a DFA him though, he's not going to want to play in AAA. He is a popular player, but we've been so good this year. I don't think that matters. I'm happy to release him. I'm going to release Wade Miley, let him go, and I'm gonna actually. When do I though? I've got Jaman, who's actually improving his potential here. He looks really, really good. 85 fit minus in AAA here. Looks like he could do the same in the majors. Schreiber hasn't been good. Minus obviously has been great actually. Mason Miller, how is he doing? Great fit minus in AAA. Grant Holman, do I give him a shot? Do I bring him up or do I make this trade? For a player I know is going to do a great job, I think is the thing. 76 fit minus this year. Already put up one war. Had a lights out June. Tailed off a little bit. I say tailed off. He's been, way better than league average here again. He has an option for next year, and at 34, you know what? I'm going to pass on that. As much as they are, how much were they retaining though? 70%. I'm going to go ahead and do that actually. More than happy to do that. Let's move him straight into the majors. Harmon can come up September time. Let's let him sort out the bullpen here. This bullpen is absolutely phenomenal here. Really, really top bullpen here. It's the starters that might start to. Also, we've got 4 lefties in here, which isn't ideal. Hopefully they don't. Hyun Jin Ryu starting to tail off. Same as JPC is, unfortunately. We do have some players in the bullpen though who would be capable of starting. Salinas, for example, here. Potentially a really good starter here actually. But I'm happy to leave him till the end of the year in the bullpen. Same as Morahan as well. I mean, his stamina's a little low, but he would certainly do a job. But they're doing so well where they are. I'm more than happy to leave them. Hopefully, he does a good job for us, Adam Morgan. Right, so 9-7 win against the Astros. I mean, the Angels. We've knocked the Astros down here below the Angels. Both of them are actually in the wild card. Which goes to show how strong our division has been this year, especially considering last year it was really, really dire stuff. Only took 85 games to win the division. 85 wins, sorry. Home run for Tresh, Geloff. 3 hits for Geloff there as well, actually. 126 OPS plus. Really, really good stuff from him, actually, since coming up. Obviously, he doesn't get much time at third base because of Matt Chapman, who's playing really, really well still. Tresh. Really, really good stuff from him. Been phenomenal in July so far. Been absolutely phenomenal in July. Obviously he's only played 9 games, not playing every day. Right, Hyunjin Ryu versus Luis Garcia. And we get a sweep of the Astros. Okay, fantastic. I'm really, really happy with how this is going. Way better than I would have expected it to do so. No, only in the second season. Paulinho been great for us in A-ball. You know what? He's 23, been great in A-ball. I'll pop him up to AA. Give him a shot. Trade offer from the Rangers here. They're going to give me Michael Brantley whilst retaining 100%. He isn't batting well. And they want me to give up Max Muncy. No, thank you. No chance. No shot at all. Right. Up against the Angels. So we go from... so we knocked the Astros down below the Angels. And now we got the Angels here are only 3 games back. And they're playing us 3 times here. So, massively important series once again. Up against Raul Alcantara first here. With JPCs, who has been disappointing of late. I mean, I say of late, he just had a really, really poor June there. Start of the year. Start of the year. Didn't have a great April. Didn't have a great June. Great May. Hopefully, he can get the win here against Raul Alcantara. 14-5 loss. Wow. Okay. JPC gave up 6 runs. Krismat 3. Fujinami 3. Morahan 2. Fujinami, I mean, he came up and he had been, he's still pitching above league average. Disappointment in the whole pitching department here, other than Morgan. Morgan is the player we just picked. Wow, sorry. What? Slightly confused here. What did he do last game? Played 2 games, sorry. So last game he must have gave up 4 runs and a homer. Wow, okay. He gave up 15 points. Okay, it's only 2 games. Hopefully that does improve. So 14-5 loss against the Angels there. Not a fan of that. Right, Severino up against Dalton Jeffries here. 8-4 win. Fantastic. We needed that. Really needed that. Oscar Colas with a home run. 138 OPS plus now, batting really, really well for us. Capel's starting to improve his bat a little. Starting to bring that around a bit. Hanai's with a couple of hits. Ruiz with a couple of hits. Same Workman, 3 hits. Up. Okay, talk about turning your season around. He's up. He was dire to start off the year. He's pretty much back up to league average, more or less, with the bats. Check out his splits. So he was awful in April, dire in May, a 32 OPS plus, 67, up to a 151 OPS plus in June, and now 136 OPS plus in July. So it's not just a 1 month hot streak that he's going on. He's tailed off a little bit from there, but he's really made a turnaround as a player here. He's had a couple of months in the majors, been a bit of a disappointment, but he's turned it around. Found out what he needs to do really, and he's really improved for us Workman. So I'm really happy with that from him there. But we are at the trade deadline, so it's the 31st. We will take part in this. I know last year was a massive disappointment, and I think the reason for that is because I had turned so if we go to league settings, rules, I had changed the AI training frequency to very low. I'm tempted to go to low to see if that makes a bit of a difference, just because obviously the state the game's in at the moment, some of the trades that some of the teams are making are just absolutely outrageous. I don't want to come up against the the Mariners or the Angels or the Astros, and they just got completely different teams. There's not much fun in that. I want to keep it semi-realistic. So maybe I'll bump it up to low, see how that goes. Hopefully we can get a few offers in. The one thing is, obviously, I would look to make some trades myself, but a lot of our players seem to be turning things around. There's no one I really want to get. We're not a selling team. We're a buyer at the trade deadline, but in terms of being a buyer, there isn't a spot in our pitching department whatsoever. I mean, JP Sears is the only player who's been below league average, and he was an all-star last year, so I don't want to let him go by any means at all. With the bats, yes, okay, so where's OPS plus? Oh no, here you are. Yes, okay. We haven't had fantastic performances from our batters by any means. Michael Toglia has been horrific. However, we wouldn't get much for him with the way he's batting at the moment. He can probably be sent down to AAA. I probably will do that. Actually, he hasn't been great for us at all this year. Don't know why that is, because obviously brought him in the end of last year, and he was really good. He was great for Colorado. Came in for us, had a 120 OPS plus. Great for us over 54 games, but he's really tailed us this year. Obviously, it's not a massive deal for us. Obviously, we have Oscar Colas, who's got a 138 OPS plus, playing at first base. And we also have Zach Geloff, who can play a good first base as well. He can play a fantastic first base. I haven't played him there because he's playing DH, but I might give him a shot. So I might do actually at the trade deadline here, so I might just move down. I might move down Tolia to AAA. Cody Bellinger's been horrific, but I don't hope. I still have the hope he can somehow turn it around. This batting profile isn't horrific. Great power, great discipline. The contact isn't there, yes, but he's a fantastic fielder and he's a great fourth option. And the main thing is as well, we're not paying him off. We're not paying him massive amounts by any means. So I'm not looking to trade him as much as he's been really poor for us this year. Ruiz really tailed off his late, actually. He's on a cold streak at the moment. Had a horrendous July. Seems to completely turn around. This month he's been horrific for us. So hopefully that doesn't continue. Especially with us in the playoff hunt. Workman's improving. Gorski's starting to improve, I believe. I hope. Let's have a little look. Had a great June. Hasn't been quite as good as in July, but it was the May that really turned him down. That May was very poor from him. Don't want to give up on him. Want to keep him in the majors, get him some major league time. Chapman's obviously been fantastic, been a revelation really. Same as Geloff, Tresh who came in, Hernandez. Happy with all these guys. I mean, it's fantastic really. A couple of these guys were just prospects that we already had at the team, and we brought them into the majors. They've been fantastic. Colas we didn't give up much for. Same as Tresh. Really, not massively. I mean, Colas in real life, he's a very good player, but in the game, they weren't massively heralded. So, really happy with how those two have performed. Workman's going to improve. Capel was an all-star last year. There's no one I really want to, get. Johnny DeLuca hasn't been fantastic, but I'm happy with where the team's at. They will actually have to move someone up. Obviously, Tolley has gone down. Shoemaker hasn't even been good in AAA, to be honest, but neither has Jordan Diaz. I probably should have looked who I could bring up if I was sending. Max Muncy has just been fantastic. I'm going to move him. Oh. Right, so let me have a little look at this. Brett Harris really hasn't hit on his potential. He had a high potential sort of when he came in at the start of the game. He's 26 now, really hasn't hit that. Diaz, I mean, he has 817 OPS and he's been below league average here. So, massively batting orientated division this league. Sorry, AAA PCL. Soderstrom was once again. How has he done this? Okay, he hasn't actually. Since I brought him up, that's a real shame. Actually, I thought I brought him up when he was hot. And he just hasn't been the same at all. Who can I bring up? Angeles has been horrific. Same as Diaz. Santos I'm not going to bring up. Really not good stuff here, actually. Who do I have no idea. Obviously, sent him down. I don't know who I'm going to bring up. I might well. I mean, obviously, I sent down a first baseman here. Who wasn't starting anyway. And I'm happy for Geloff. I mean, he's getting some time at first base versus lefties. Colas is starting versus righties at first base. I'm happy to just go down to a 12-man batting team. And actually, I'm going to send up... Do I send up Herman? I'm actually going to send up... Don't tell me he's injured. Oh, Grant. Oh my god. Okay. I'm going to send up Grant Holman. Give him a shot. In the bullpen. See what he can do. And then if I go to our lineup here, more than happy with that. I do not want him starting every second, and we go every 6th, every 10th. And then if we go against lefties, depth chart. Yeah, more than happy with that. Right. Start trade deadline day. Okay, so we have an offer. Obviously, we had the offer in for Max Muncy and Paulinho. No, thank you. Still on the trading block, we have Fujinami, Rosinski. Who is? Let's have a little look. Who's on the trading block here? Is there anybody we really want to trade? I'm not massively, to be honest. Who's on there? Liam Hendricks. Hasn't been great, but obviously the ratings are still there. Evan Marshall, Kyle Schwarber. Let's have a look at it this way. Batting wise, there's nothing fantastic really here. Obviously Brantley, they offered for us. Nick Ahmed's there, great defense. Some of the best shortstop defense here. It's absolutely fantastic, but the bat just isn't there. And we have Gage Workman anyway. Enrique Hernandez, 127 OPS plus, batting really, really well. Great utility man actually. He's only on 3.16. The only thing is with him, you can play all. You can actually play everywhere. Really, he's fantastic. Let's have a look. See what it would take. So we have nobody that they value. Mainly because we're negative budget space, and so are they. So I'm not even sure if we can make this work. Scrap that off. I think, having no budget left for us really hasn't done, massive wonders for us at the deadline here. But what I will do is I'm actually going to continue it. See what offers we get in. If we have any, we have no offers available. Let's continue through again. Right, okay, so we do have a trade proposal, and it's actually for Cody Bellinger. Okay, wow. So they want to give us Zach Eflin, who's been below league average, and he's on 11 million this year, 18 million next year. Wow, okay. They want Luis Morales as well. Decent pitching prospect. Cody Bellinger off us, who's on no money whatsoever. Yeah, he's been disappointing so far, but they're not offering us a whole lot here. 100%. I'm going to reject that trade. Also, I'm going to reject that trade as well. As much as this, Brantley retaining 100%, I'm not giving up Muncy or... Right, let's go continue. Got any offers coming in? Yes, we do. Okay. So another one for Cody Bellinger and Luis Morales. Either Morales is wanted or Cody Bellinger. Maybe some other people believe he could turn it around here. They want to give us Raimel Tapia, who is a good hit. He is a good hitter. Obviously, he doesn't hit for any power here, but no, thank you. He hasn't been great this year either. So I'm going to reject that trade. And is that the end of the trading deadline here? No, it's the final week. Okay, final stage. They want to give us. The Dodgers want to give us Carlos Estevez. He's been great out of the bullpen. If we were, like we are in the hunt for the playoffs, top of our division, with great batting and our bullpen starting to, our weakness, a weakness of ours is our bullpen and our pitching. This would be a trade I would consider. I don't want to get rid of DeLuca and Soderstrom, but this is a good pitcher actually. This is a good pitching prospect. Good, really good ratings actually. Phenomenal fastball, changeup, great slider, good enough curveball as well. He is extreme fly ball, which I'm not as wary over at the moment. The only thing is he is 24. He is 24. He's only in. He's pitching well in AA, but I don't think that's a trade I want to go for. Obviously, DeLuca, because I'd have to bring someone else up, who Carlos Estevez as well. As much as he's been good, there's not any room for him in the bullpen. Same with Nastrini. He's 24. You want to bring him up into the majors, give him a shot. Don't have the space for it. And Soderstrom as well. Obviously, former top prospect. I'm not even... As much as he has really tailed off over the past couple of months, I'm not even going to consider that. Let's continue. Is that pass? Yep, so we're done. Trade deadline's done. Simple as that. Really, really poor offers coming in there. Yeah, so we obviously played this game. 8-4 win. Let's finish off the series against the Angels here, actually. So Carl Miller, Sandoval, 7-3 loss. Wow, okay. That's not ideal. Right, so go through the player development, actually. So, I mean, I think that's the main thing that I'm really, really happy we did over the off-season. Is obviously, we made enough space. We got a massive budget improvement. Yeah, we didn't pump that into our team as such. We pumped it into our player development. Our budget is maxed. But, you know, we're now ranked 8th. Our minor league system's ranked 8th out of 30. We've really, really turned it around. We had a terrible farm system beforehand. Managed to turn it around. And as well as that, I mean, we're having months like this when our player development player development updates coming in, and lots and lots of players are improving here. Palafox's control's gone up. His stamina's dropped a little bit. His velocity has also increased. Great to see. Obviously, he throws a slider, curveball, change-up, cutter. Fantastic stuff. Pino as well here. Obviously, they're so young. I mean, Palafox is 18 to be fair, but his velocity's gone from 92.94 to 93.95. Very, very happy with that. His stuff does drop though. Henry Bolt has improved. Jose Melendez, actually, current contact, potential contact, and his current eye has improved. Really starting to come along here, actually, now. Been really, really good in Dominican Rookie League here. I'd probably potentially consider bringing him up to able for the start of next year. He's 20 now, I suppose, so we can see what he does in the Dominican League for the rest of the year. Hopefully he can continue to improve. Ekstrom, control's gone up. Pineda's overall and potential. Luke Boyers. Joey Estes as well, who's in high A still. Has actually really developed, but he just doesn't seem to be pitching very, very well. He's 22 now. Maybe I should probably, you know what, I'd bump him up to AA. See if that can strike a change in him really there, because he has been stuck there for a while. Isilo here. So Isilo who's currently a starting pitcher. His overall pitch has gone up to 30. His potential has gone up to 65. His current contact and power have increased. Considering I changed him from a two-way player back to a single player, I'm quite confused there, but we'll leave it where it's at for now. See, great potential in him. Clark Elliott's defensive rating at centre field's improved. Casagnosi's eye is he's really coming up. What a great selection he was, actually. I did see a couple of other players there. So Jack Moss already. So I started off at AA. I started him off at AA. You know, I thought, I say that I don't know if much of this has improved, but he's been batting really well in AA just to start off the year. His first year in professional baseball, and he's got a 127 OPS plus at AA. Really happy with that. Paulinho as well at AA as well has been really good here. Really starting to come along. Cushing, stamina's improved. Stuff isn't good enough. German, movements ratings have improved. You know, I'm happy to leave him in AAA for now. He does seem to be improving. Next year, surely I would imagine he'll be starting the year out in the majors. If not, at the minimum, he'll be up into the majors in September this year, I would imagine. So, really good picture there. We just don't have the space for him, unfortunately. So we're now into August and we're at 63 and 40. Batting war, 7th, 9th in home runs, 3rd in stolen bases, 9th in runs scored. So we haven't been horrendous by any means, but haven't been this good with the bat. It's the pitching that's been phenomenal for us. The bullpen ERA has actually dropped to 5th, but the FIP's still at 2nd. The starters ERA is still fantastic. Runs against still only 2nd. Pitching war 2nd. Defensive efficiencies dropped to 6th, but the zone rating still 1st. I mean, I'm really, really happy with this team. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the episode there, and the next episode we're going to finish the regular season and probably jump into the playoffs. Either that or we'll leave that for the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed the video for a start. Obviously, I know it's a bit of a slow process, really sort of running through this, but I do like to keep it, a little bit more detailed. So I'll make sure we run through everything with the players. Colas now is hitting over 300, 140 OPS plus. Wow. I know he's only been June. He's hitting 3. He's okay. So wow, 190 OPS plus in June and a 215 OPS plus in July. Wow. Okay. So he's had a massive improvement in line with almost what Workman's done. Workman's obviously batting nowhere near like this, but he had a big improvement from where he's at. Yeah, so as I was saying, obviously, we go in a bit more detailed, looking into all the stats. I don't want to sort of run straight through. I want to get a bit more involved in sort of making the right decisions here. But we'll finish out the season next episode. And if you did enjoy it, please subscribe by all means. Drop a like on the video, and I will catch you in the next one.